Hey everyone, welcome to another Pathfinder adventure card game scenario. This is adventure 5.1. Yes, we are on level 5, and we're with the character Alahazra over at the Silver Forge. Excuse me. We're at this location. You may discard a card to add 1d6 and the fire trait to your combat check. Alright, well, we'll see how this scenario I designed plays out. Advancing the Blessings deck. Ouch. First thing we get is an elemental arachnid. This is probably one of the hardest monsters in the whole campaign. Immune to mental and poison traits. You may play any number of armors. So before you act, you're dealt all this damage. Ouch. Well, fortunately, I do have this armor. So I can... Oh, sweet. Check this out. Recharge this card to ignore a non-villain Bane's power that happens before you act. Whoa, talk about a lifesaver. Amazing, absolutely amazing. Whoa, very fortunate there. And now we have to do the combat 17 check. Wow, that was just so cool. Alright, we're just going to blow it up with this eruption spell. D10, which is our divine, plus 4d6. And we need a total of... And then we can ignore any non-villainous power that happens after you act. Man, what a great combo. Okay, but there is really no... It's only if undefeated. Okay, so we rolled a total of, 10, 19, 24. Wow, that eruption spell, pretty powerful. So the elemental arachnid is banished. We're rolling to see if we recharge eruption. We need a total of a divine 13 check. We rolled a 5. Alahazra, let's see, she rolled a 5. Her divine is charisma plus 3. Her charisma is plus 4. So we get to add 7 to that roll. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we needed a 13. Wow. That was really close. I mean, I have Maga 3 Fingers in my hand. So I could use Maga 3 Fingers to, I'm going to do it. I'm going to use Maga 3 Fingers. We're going to recharge her so that we can also recharge the eruption spell. Okay, we'll see how that plays out. We are resetting our hand. Now we are advancing the Blessings deck, and we get Sightless Starvation. Wow, barrier 5. It says we didn't examine this card. It has a trigger trait, so Alahazra can recharge your card to add 1d8 against any trait against a Bane that has a trigger trait. Okay, that's pretty cool. Very nice. So we have to do a Wisdom, Intelligence, Survival, Charisma, or Diplomacy 12 check. Well, our Diplomacy is Charisma plus 6. So first we'll do the Charisma check, which is the D10, and we'll go ahead and we'll use a Blessing of Thoth. Actually, no, the wisdom, let's do this first. So first, let's do the Blessing of Thoth. That's going to allow us to, so actually, you know what? So Alahazra's ability says we can recharge a card to add D8. And we like recharging cards, we don't really like discarding cards. So I think what we're going to do, let's do this. We are going to recharge let's recharge this Kirlu ally. So we're recharging that. We're adding 1d8 to our divine check, and we're also rolling a d10. I'm sorry, we're doing a diplomacy 10. So diplomacy 12 check, we are going to roll that right now. Alright, so we rolled a 6 and a 4 is 10, and we were able to add 6 to that check. So 6, so 16, so we made that check. Now, for the next check, we'll go ahead and use the Find Trap spell. Because we can discard this card to add 2 dice to any check to defeat a barrier. So, and what's nice about the Find Traps, it's a Divine 8 check to recharge, so it's an auto recharge. Yeah, we definitely want to recharge cards, we don't want to discard them. That's part of the strategy. So we get to roll 2 dice, and we're going to go ahead and do a Wisdom check. So it's going to be 3d8, and our Wisdom is plus 1. Okay. So 7, and so it's 14. Alright, so we were able to defeat that barrier. Pretty cool. That was a tough barrier. I like it. Challenging. Sightless starvation. Well, Alahazra is already sightless. So, she's a blind mystic. Or a blind oracle. Alright, this is an interesting card because you need the fire trait in order to defeat it. And here, at this location, we can discard a card and add 1d6 and the fire trait. Well, fortunately, Alahazra has a heat metal spell. She's going to discard this card and add 1d4 and the fire trait to a combat check at your location. But of course, she'll be able to recharge that. And we're going to go ahead and use a Staff of Dark Flame. We are not discarding it, we're just revealing it. This guy, this is Adventure 5, so he's actually a 16. He's a 16 to beat. So we are rolling 2d6 and a d4. We get to add 2 to this roll. We need a 16. So 2 to that roll. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just go with that. Alright, adding 2 to this roll. Alright, we rolled a 6. We rolled 2 1s. Ouch. But fortunately, we got the Blessing of Khepri in our hand. We can turn those 1s into 6s, which is awesome. So we're going to turn that into a 6. Boom, we'll turn that 1 into a 6. Wow, that's 18, 19, 20. More than enough. Oh man, how about that? So it's going to be 6 and 6 is 12, 18, 19, 20 total because of our modifiers. But we needed to, how about that? We needed to defeat it by, so we defeated by less than 4, even with all those shenanigans. How about that? I can't believe it. That was a real lousy roll. That was our best roll. And then, yeah, we get to add +2 to our modifiers because of the staff. So 18, 19, 20. Yep, no way around it. We had the fire trait, but the thing that sucks, it gets shuffled back into the location deck. Wow, can you believe that? That really, really is terrible. Oh well, Scarab Swarm. What a bane. Bane to my existence. Alright, rolling A1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, there's 8 cards left in the location deck. I'm just rolling to see which card is going to be on the top. It's that card randomly. So we do automatically recharge. Well, we need a Divine 9 check for Heat Metal. So if I don't roll a 1, I'm fine. Alright, so I recharge the Heat Metal spell. So now, resetting our hand, advancing the Blessings deck. Let's see what we get here. So we get Steel Ibis Armor. We really want this card. I mean, it's a level 4 treasure, and we're on level 5. So we would really like that card. Let's go ahead and use Constitution, Fortitude, Intelligence, Craft. Well, our Intelligence is D8. Constitution is just D6. We're going to use a Blessing of Thoth. We're going to roll 2d6 for the Constitution check. And we don't get the armor. It's interesting. So we don't get that armor. Resetting our hand, advancing the Blessings deck. And we get a Rook. All damage dealt by the Rook is acid damage. If the check to defeat does not have the attack or range trait, the difficulty is increased by 4. Let's see, what do we got in our hand? Well, unfortunately, kind of sucks. So we could, yeah, well, I guess for our first check, we'll go ahead and use a Wand of Scorching Ray. It does have the ranged attack. So we can roll just 4d6, and since we're Alahazra, and it has the fire and attack, we can roll a d8. So this first check will be relatively simple, rolling all these dice. So we rolled 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and we only needed a 13. So the Wand of Scorching Ray is banished. But now for the next check, unfortunately, we're going to need to get a total of 17 in order to defeat this check. So we're going to go ahead and we'll use the Staff of Dark Flame. Yeah, we'll use the Staff of Dark Flame. And we're going to discard it. We're not taking any chances. So we got to roll 3d6 plus 1, and we have a Blessing of Matt as a backup in our hand. I think that's the best we can do. So 3d6, and we're adding 1 to this roll. Wow, I rolled 3 ones. Well, if only we had the Blessing of Kepri now. But as it is, we totally fail that check, and it's all acid damage. We're going to recharge the Blessing of Matt just for fun, just because we can recharge it, and we will recharge this Ubashti ally to take less damage. But as it is, we're going to take, so that was about, what, 4? Yeah, that was like 17, that was like 13 points of damage. So we're going to lose the rest of our hand. 2 blessings in an item. He gets shuffled back into the deck. Wow, so very interesting. Very, very entertaining scenario so far. So rolling to see which card's on the top. It's that one. We lost a lot of cards that could have possibly helped us out. So let's see what we got. Resetting our hand. Advancing the Blessings deck. So in our hand we got the Elemental Skin spell. So we can display this card and choose acid, cold, electricity, or damage. We can reduce that damage. And we can add 1d6 in the chosen trait to melee combat checks. Okay, interesting. So we might use that later on. We advance the Blessings deck. We get a Burglar's Buckler. Constitution, Fortitude, Disable. Constitution is D6. We do not acquire that. Moving right along, advancing the Blessings deck. Okay, we get the enemy. So it says here she's immune to mental and poison. All dealt is acid damage. Before you act, each character at your location must succeed at a Constitution or Fortitude 8 check, or be dealt 1d6 acid damage. If the check to defeat does not have the acid or electricity trait, she is undefeated. Then if defeated, you can close the location. Okay, so we need acid or electricity trait in order to stop her. So let's see, what do we got here? So first we got to do that check. We have to do the Constitution or Fortitude 8 check. And then we need to do a check that has acid or electricity. Okay, oh well, this is sweet. Well, see, this card has electricity. So thankfully we have this spell in our hand. So say worst case scenario, we fail that check. We take 6 points of acid damage. Our hand size is 7. We'll still have the eruption spell. So I'm feeling fairly, I'm just going to, I only have 1 blessing in my hand. I want to save it for that spell. We have the Elemental Skin, but the thing is that if we're going to play this spell on this check, I don't think we'll be able to play the eruption spell. So Constitution Fortitude 8 check. Okay, well, we just have a Constitution of D6, so that's going to be an auto fail. I'm rolling to see how much acid damage we take. And of course, I would have to roll a 6. So, let's see, I have this armor, but this armor does not stop acid damage. Okay, so as it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, everything in my hand is tossed. The only thing I got left is the eruption spell, but fortunately that's all I need in order to defeat Nalia. So as it is, I need to roll, let's see. So it just has it has the electricity trait. Okay, so for combat check, I can use my divine skill plus 4d6. Okay, that's not too bad because I'm rolling 5 dice and I'm adding a total of 7 to this check. All right, I like it. All right, if I had another card, I would add 1d6, but Nala destroyed all my hand except for this eruption spell. All right, rolling this. Okay, well, this looks good. I get to add 7 to this roll. So there's 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 23 plus 7 is 30. So that's awesome. So we did, so it says, if defeated, you may immediately attempt to close the location. So when closing, summon and acquire an armor. So let's do first things first. We defeated her. We're going to roll to see if we recharge our eruption spell, and we really want to do this. So we want a divine 13, adding 7 to this roll. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We do not. So then what we do is we have to reset our hand, and then well, it says when closing, summon and acquire an armor. Let's try to do that really quick. So we're going to summon an armor, and we're going to try to acquire it. So random armor selection here. We get the Tussle Silk Cloak, Constitution Fortitude 4. Constitution is D6. We rolled a 6. Well, that's awesome. So we did acquire that card. Now we are resetting our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we just barely survived that scenario because we only had 7 cards left in our library. Well, that was pretty remarkable. That was technical difficulties here. Well, what a great scenario. We got the Silver Forge completed. Nalia, really difficult henchman. That was pretty great for level 5. Let's see, we're going to go through the rest of that deck. So this is the level 5. So when we encounter boons or banes that are level basic or elite, we can remove them from the campaign permanently. So let's go ahead. I don't know if I'm going to do a deck check. Let's look at the cards really quick here. See, so let me just see what level. So we got the elemental skin. We're just looking at possible stuff we can trade to a trader. We're on level 5. So that means that the only thing, so we only have these 2 items, the elemental skin and the eruption spell, to trade to the trader. So that's the total of, that's her deck right now. The reward for the scenario was a skill feat. So we're not going to the trader, but we are going to definitely get our reward. If I can get this, it seems like the closer I get it, the blurrier it becomes. Alright, so the skill feat is what the reward is, and I think we're just going to continue maxing out Alahazra's wisdom. We've already maxed out her charisma. I think we'll just go on a wisdom track. So we're going to go ahead and bump that up to +2 now. So she's a wisdom powerhouse. Alright, well that was the end of this scenario. Scenario 5.1. I'll have scenario 5.2 up shortly. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it.